The day I saw my husband holding my best friend's hand, my entire world stopped. Not because I caught them together, but because they were standing at their wedding, and I was reading the invitation with my own husband's name on it. What happened next? Neither of them saw it coming. My name is Olivia Parker. 3 years ago, I had what looked like the perfect life. A beautiful house, a successful husband, a career I loved, and a best friend who had been part of my life since childhood. Her name was Rachel, and I trusted her more than anyone. That trust would become the biggest mistake of my life. My husband Ethan and I had been married for 6 years. Like every marriage, we had our problems. But nothing serious. At least that's what I believed. Rachel was always around. Family dinners, birthdays, vacations, weekend coffee dates. She was practically family. Whenever Ethan and I argued, Rachel was there to listen. Whenever Rachel had problems, I helped her. We shared everything. Or so I thought. Looking back now, the signs were obvious. Rachel laughed a little too hard at Ethan's jokes. Ethan always volunteered to help her. Sometimes I'd walk into a room and conversations would suddenly stop. But trust makes people blind. And I trusted both of them completely. One Friday afternoon, everything changed. I came home early from work. The house was unusually quiet. Ethan. No answer. I walked upstairs. Still nothing. Then I heard voices coming from the guest room. I slowly opened the door. And froze. Ethan and Rachel jumped apart instantly. The look on their faces told me everything. Nobody needed to explain. Nobody needed to confess. I already knew. My husband, my best friend, the two people I loved most, had betrayed me. For a moment, nobody spoke. Then Rachel whispered, "Olivia." I raised my hand. "Don't." Tears burned my eyes, but I refused to cry in front of them. Ethan stepped forward. "It's not what it looks like." I laughed. The kind of laugh people make when they're trying not to break. Really? Neither of them had an answer. That night, I packed a suitcase and left. Not because I was weak. Because I knew I deserved better. The divorce took months. Rachel and Ethan started dating publicly almost immediately. People talked. Friends chose sides. Some supported me. Others didn't. It hurt. But what hurt most was seeing how quickly they moved on. As if 6 years of marriage meant nothing. 1 year later, I received a wedding invitation. At first I thought it was a joke. Then I saw the names. Rachel Morgan and Ethan Parker. I stared at the card for nearly 10 minutes. Then I laughed. Not because it was funny. Because I couldn't believe the audacity. My ex-husband and my former best friend were getting married. Part of me wanted revenge. Part of me wanted them to suffer. But another part of me was tired. Tired of anger. Tired of sadness. Tired of carrying pain they had caused. So I did something unexpected. I moved on. I focused on myself. Started traveling. Started exercising. Started saying yes to opportunities one would have ignored before. Slowly, my life changed. I changed. For the first time in years, I felt free. Then something happened. I met Noah. Unlike Ethan, Noah wasn't charming. He wasn't flashy. He wasn't the center of attention. But he was honest. The kind of honest that feels rare. We became friends first. Then something more. For the first time after my divorce, I felt genuinely happy. Not because someone saved me. Because I had finally healed. Meanwhile, Rachel and Ethan's perfect relationship wasn't as perfect as social media suggested. Mutual friends occasionally shared updates. Constant arguments. Trust issues. Jealousy. Suspicion. Apparently, when two people betray someone together, they eventually start wondering if they'll betray each other too. One evening, nearly 3 years after my divorce, my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. "Hello." A familiar voice responded. It was Rachel. I hadn't spoken to her in years. What do you want? There was a long silence. Then she began crying. Ethan left. I closed my eyes. Part of me wasn't surprised. He left me for someone else. The irony was almost unbelievable. The same way they entered the relationship was the same way it ended. Rachel kept crying. For a moment, I almost felt sorry for her. Almost. Then I remembered all the nights I cried because of them. All the trust they destroyed. All the damage they caused. And suddenly I felt nothing. Not anger. Not happiness. Nothing. Because they no longer mattered. After the call ended, Noah walked into the room. Everything okay? I smiled. Yeah. And for the first time, I truly meant it. A few months later, Noah proposed. Not with a huge crowd. Not with cameras. Not with social media. Just the two of us sitting beside a lake at sunset. Simple. Honest. Real. Exactly the way love should be. The day we got married, I looked around at our family and friends. The people who stayed. The people who supported us. And I realized something important. The best revenge isn't making someone suffer. The best revenge is building a life so beautiful that their betrayal no longer matters. Because karma doesn't always arrive dramatically. Sometimes karma is simply watching someone lose the happiness they took for granted. And finding your own. Betrayal can break your heart, but it doesn't have to break your future. Sometimes the people who hurt you are only making room for the people who truly belong in your life.